We're live here Thursday for those people that like to enjoy a nice beverage. Obviously, I got my water here, my H2O here. Got my Heads Up 7 Up here. Got this cannabis sativa here. And we have sports here. We have March Madness here, Sweet 16. Released half of the competitors here today here. We have the first game, obviously, on the slate tonight. We have the Arkansas Razorbacks taking on the overall seeded Gonzaga Bulldogs. Now, this is going to be an interesting game here. Gonzaga has been battle tested here against Georgia State, and then also against Memphis. And Arkansas's, they played some pretty tough matchups as well here, and they're both these teams here and contrast the styles, but I think this is going to be a real close competitive game here. The game gets kicked off at what time? Let's see what time. Let's go to the times here. We got okay. Looks like we got a 7 we got 7:09 kickoff time here, which would be 4:09 or 4:10 West Coast time here. It's going to be at the Golden State Warriors arena here in the Western Regional Finals here between Arkansas and Gonzaga. Gonzaga is -9.5 on the spread here, so Arkansas the +9.5 isn't too bad here. Arkansas obviously the favorite here on the money line because that's who's the underdog is +395 right now. The over under total number of points is 154.5. So they definitely, both these teams can score at least in the 80s and 70s here. So that definitely bodes well for the over here. But and the tournaments you got to be cautious of. Oh, is it going to be a high scoring tournament? Is it going to put up a bunch of points? I mean, you never know. This could have all ratings of a 70, 72, 69 final score to it here. You never know. You never know. And I mean, I like this matchup here for Gonzaga. I think they have a really good chance to move on here. Now, are they going to win by 10? I don't think so here. I don't think so here. I mean, I think Arkansas can keep it close here, at least within the 4 to 5 point range here. I mean, unless Arkansas just has one of the worst games of the tournament, and they just get you know flooded, which it hasn't in the men's side. It really hasn't happened too much. So, and then also we have at 7:30 Eastern time, we have in this AT&T Center here playing with the San Antonio Spurs arena. We have the Michigan Wolverines here. They're the 11 seed taking on number 2 seeded Villanova. I'm saying Villanova. I'm always over here talking about Charlie Villanueva for a second. No, we're talking about Villanova here. Jay Wright's Villanova here. Villanova's -5 on the spread here. Michigan's +185 here on the money line. And the over under is 135.5. This too is going to be a really good, interesting game. Uh, for some context on this game, Villanova and Michigan played each other in the 2018-2019 national championship season, where Michigan lost to Villanova here. So there's some of those players, and they still had just that the bitterness taste in their mouth, and they remember this here. I mean, it's not like you need motivation here in college to beat another team because there's always some sort of form of motivation or this team knocked this team out or this or that. So it's going to be, a tough matchup here for Villanova here. I mean, Villanova, they played a tough team in Ohio State, but they weathered that pretty well and beat Ohio State pretty good. Michigan, we have not seen Michigan play their most perfect ball. I mean, they got basically shot out the gym in the first half against Colorado State. Then, Tennessee played them very tough, but then the second half of both those games, Michigan found a way to win. They had Frankie Collins, they had Eli Brooks, they had they had the other guys, and they had they got their man Devontae Jones back, but then he hurt his wrist. So now, I mean, I don't know if he's gonna be able to be back. Hopefully, maybe he'll be back for Michigan to help them out a little bit, give them a little bit of motivation. But yeah, this definitely, I could see this game at least being like a 2 to 3 point victory here for maybe possibly Villanova, possibly Michigan can pull an upset here. So then we have at about 9:40 Eastern time at the Chase Center here in San Francisco, we have Texas Tech, the Red Raiders taking on the Duke Blue Devils. This is a pick'em right now. This game is sitting at a pick'em. I mean, Texas Tech is no slouch, but neither is Duke here. This is Coach K's last hurrah here, so those guys are going to be playing motivated and want to let Coach K go out on a high note on him winning a national title as he's retiring. But the Red Raiders are a sneaky basketball team here, so you got to be careful. For me, it's kind of weird that this is a pick 'em. At least have Duke at least be -1 or -1 or -2 in this aspect here. But you know, Texas Tech is a team that will not go away. Nobody's really favored here on the money line here. Both teams are -110, so either way you pick it, the spread or whether you pick it money line, it's still the same. And then the over/under is 137 points. So definitely, I definitely could see that here. I mean, somebody to get to 70 and somebody to get 67 here, and that's that. And the last game of the night here, we have about about 10:30 Eastern time, 7 o'clock West Coast time here. We have the Houston Cougars taking on the Arizona Wildcats here, and Arizona is favored to win by 2, -1.5. Houston plus 105, and the over/under is 146.5. So really, really, quick on this matchup here. I mean, both teams are going to be really fired up to play each other. I love Houston in this matchup here. And Houston has what it takes to kind of. I mean, Arizona's a feisty bunch of Wildcats out there. They're not going to just let Houston, just railroad them. But they had kind of a tough game and went to overtime with TCU. Houston, Houston has performed quite well here. They've been, they played really solid here. They showed they belonged here in this tournament, and they definitely have the team capable of duplicating what Phi Slamma Jammo, with Hakeem Olajuwon and Clyde the Glide Drexler here. And so definitely like these games here tonight. Definitely like those games here tonight. And then we have we have NBA. We have 5 NBA games tonight here, starting at the 7:40 Eastern time here. We have the Cleveland Cavaliers taking on the Toronto Raptors. Raptors are -5 here, playing in Toronto tonight. Cavaliers are plus 170 on the money line. We have a over/under total of 215. So interesting number there. It's an interesting number. I'm just going to run down the games, and then I haven't really made my picks yet, so we're going to make our picks live as we do this here. Just want to run down the slate of games, what's going on, and then we're going to get right into who I'm picking and kind of break it down why I'm taking that team here, why I'm betting this team. And believe you me, I'm not betting $1,000 or $100. I'm only betting $1 here, and I try to just, it's not for my lifestyle. I'm not trying to do this to get me out of poverty or to make this my lifestyle skills. I love to just throw a little bet out there to see what goes on, see my feelers are, see if my feels are right, and maybe I can make a little bit of money off that. Not saying that I am trying to do this to make it a hobby or make it a job, and it's just something I like to do with sports. All right. So the next game started at 8 o'clock, about 8:10 Eastern. We have the Washington Wizards and the Milwaukee Bucks. Bucks are favored to win by 9. Obviously, Wizards are plus 320 on the money line as the underdogs, and over under is 228. So 228 and a half is the over under total number of points. And at the same time here, we have the Chicago Bulls taking on the New Orleans Pelicans. Pelicans are favored to win tonight on the spread, minus 3.5. So they got to win by 4 to cover. The Bulls are plus 140 on the money line. We have a over under of 224 points. Okay. And at the same time, we have the Indiana Pacers taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies, obviously they won. And they won yesterday, so back-to-backer here. They're favored to win by 12 here. 12 points here tonight. And Pacers are plus 475, and they lost by a point last night to the Sacramento Kings. And we have an over-under of 235 and a half. And last but not least, at 9 o'clock, 9:10 Eastern, we have the Phoenix Suns taking on the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets are -1 playing in Denver tonight. Phoenix Suns are minus 105 on the money line here, and the over-under is 233 points. So we have that there. That is the NBA. Let's run down hockey here tonight. Let's see how many games we got in hockey tonight. We have 7:05 Eastern Time. We have Tampa Bay Lightning against the Boston Bruins. At 7:05 Eastern Time, we have the Florida Panthers taking on the Montreal Canadiens. And 7:05, yep. We have Dallas Stars taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. So that's 3 games so far, 3 games on the slate. Then we have at 7:35 Eastern Time, we have the Detroit Red Wings taking on the New York Islanders. Then we have 8:05 Eastern. We have the Philadelphia Flyers taking on the St. Louis Blues. And 8:05 Eastern Time, we have the Vancouver Canucks taking on the Minnesota Wild. Then at 8:05 Eastern, we have the Ottawa Senators and the Winnipeg Jets. So the Battle of Canada. If I'm a betting person here, I would definitely take Winnipeg Jets over the Senators. 9:05 Eastern, we have the San Jose Sharks taking on the Edmonton Oilers. The good old Sharkies got a win against Calgary, so now they're on the, they're on the Canadian East Coast swing right now. Then we have at 10:05 Eastern, we have the Chicago Blackhawks taking on the Los Angeles Kings. And then also at that same time, we have the Nashville Predators taking on the Las Vegas Golden Knights here. They've been on a kind of a losing funk here, so maybe at home, maybe they get a win here tonight against Nashville. So we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 hockey games on the line here tonight. We have 10 hockey games. Let's see. Let's look at MLB right now. Let's look at the MLB scores right now. Because we know MLB, the games have started already. All right. So we got top of the second here between the San Francisco Giants and the Chicago White Sox is knotted up at 0. We have the bottom of the second here. Oh, the Giants just scored a run here. Giants just scored a run. Giants are up 1-0 against the Chicago White Sox in the top of the second. And we have the bottom of the second here where we have the Seattle Mariners and the Cleveland Guardians. They're all knotted up at 0. We got the bottom of the first where the Cincinnati Reds lead 2-0 over the Kansas City Royals. We're at the bottom of the second inning here between the Texas Rangers and the Oakland Athletics. Score is knotted up at 1. We're in the top of the second between the Dodgers and the Colorado Rockies. Dodgers lead 1-0 in the top of the second. We're going to the top of the second here between the Cubs and the Angels, and the Cubs lead 1-0. We're in the top of the second between the Diamondbacks and the Brewers, and both have not scored yet as of late. All right, so we had a final. The Detroit Tigers beat the New York Yankees 5-3 here. Final in 7 innings. We have the Minnesota Twins taking down the Tampa Bay Rays 7-1. The Phillies and the Pirates final in the fifth inning here. I don't know if it was just they got rained out. They were tied at 3 apiece at 3:05 Eastern Standard Time here. I mean, it'll be at no, actually 6:05 Eastern Standard Time. We have the Boston Red Sox taking on the Baltimore Orioles. We have the Houston Astros taking on the Washington Nationals. We have the Miami Marlins taking on the Mets. And the only game that got postponed today was the Atlanta Braves taking on the Blue Jays. So that is your day of sports. And oh, we have golf. Golf's going on right now. We have Dustin Johnson is 3 up on Matthew Wolf, and we have Justin Rose. I think he's 2 up on Jordan Spieth. We got Victor Hovland. He is 1 up on Trigale. We got Bubba Watson is up 1 on, or he won. He was 1 up and 1 beat I believe it's Wade Simpson. And then we had Sergio Garcia and Colin Morocco both ended up with half. So definitely, we got a lot of sports going on today. So, but we mostly stick to the NBA and the NBA and also the college here. I mean, hockey didn't do too bad. It's just I as a person here and just not, I'm not Mr. Gamble guy, so like people come by to look at my why I bet these. I just bet because I that's what I think is my gut. I'm not betting because I'm looking at all the stats and this team whooped this team's ass or this team has this team's number. That I mean, you could do that. I mean, I'm not saying that people are stupid or dumb and they basically shouldn't do that. I mean, it helps some ways, I guess. Helps you get advantage of who you think is going to have the better angle. But a lot of people don't like to do pregame bets. A lot of people are more lively into betting in game. But I caution that in-game betting too because it's hard because you got to get the number and you got to boom, you got to put that money, bam, you got to do it because the numbers change just as fast as you want. Hey, I want. Oh shit, I'm gonna take this team now. Boom, that number just changed. Boom, and this thing changed. Boom, boom. So you really have to know what you're doing as far as that is concerned here. You know. But otherwise, I mean, I'm a pregame bettor and I do parlays, and I know it's not the winningest ways to do things, and I'm not doing it to do that. I mean, a lot of people want to crucify me because I do parlays. Well, I'm not here to make profit. I'm just here to have fun and have fun with gambling and understanding. There's different ways to bet and gamble. You can hedge a bet, you can do this and that. I'm learning that as well, and I'm not saying I'm an expert on anything. But what I would do say is, hey, I go with my gut, and the reason why I pick these teams is because I think that team has the best chance to win. I'm not going on some goofy ass algorithm or some dumb shit or just trying to tell you that this is the end all bet guaranteed lock of the week. No, that's not what I do here. I try to talk sports the best way I can by breaking down the details, who's in, who's out. I like that as far as anything. If injury reports help me bet. If this person's not playing, that person's not playing, then of course I want to hedge my bet this way because, but it's like last night. I bet on the Hornets and I thought the Hornets, they did pretty good, and the fucking Knicks lost, and then what happened? The Knicks fucking smoked their ass. And then some of these other teams, the fucking Warriors didn't have Steph Curry, didn't have Klay Thompson, didn't have Draymond Green, and they beat fucking Miami by 14. So in Miami, they didn't do it. They didn't do it in Golden State, and so that's why I caution people. If you're betting, it's not like, oh well, man, that's guaranteed, and then and you get pissed off at somebody that told you, oh, well, hey, motherfucker, you told me this and that. Well, you can't get mad because you want to just get mad because this person, and you want to just blame somebody because you lost. Well, you lost because your dumb ass decided to bet based on somebody else's information, not what you thought was going to happen. Sometimes you just got to go with, hey, what you think is gonna win. I mean, doesn't mean necessarily mean it's the best bet or it's the prettiest bet or the loveliest bet or that. That's where that's why I want to be clear when I'm here doing my bets and I'm making my things. It's not based on, oh, hey, it's hard. It's hard to bet. I mean, that's why. I mean, this is like the stock market. It's hard to make an investment and make money. The only guys that are making money are the guys that keep flipping their shit and keep making. They already have enough cash flow to just do and flip here and just continue to put here and there. But if you don't have the cash flow or the escrow or whatever you want to, then you have to bet accordingly. And you have, and some people are just like, it's just like a drug addiction. It's just like, addiction to soda, coffee, and anything else, cigarettes or whatever. I mean, sometimes once you get started, some people can't stop. And then unfortunately, people should be putting themselves in that situation, and nor should somebody else, do that to you or do that for you. But, that's what I do. That's where I'm at here. I just bet because I like to bet. And, I'm not somebody that's, a commentator that's on the news trying to give everybody the cold shoulder here. So we got this Arkansas and Gonzaga here. We got this Arkansas and Gonzaga here. I'm gonna take Arkansas plus the 9.5 here, and I'm gonna explain to you why I think while I'm thinking that here. I mean, there was these one guys where I wanted Vermont. I was on Vermont. I was hot on Vermont, and these guys were all over Arkansas, and Arkansas ended up winning. They sure enough ended up covering and ended up winning here. But would it if I would have bet the spread line instead of betting the money line, which I did on Vermont, but Vermont gave them a game. And Gonzaga's that team that, hey, they're gonna be out here and they're gonna play their butts off. And yeah. So I mean, I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna take the plus 9.5. I think this is it's a much closer game than most expect. And like I said, unless there's just some crazy weird blowout that happens, a team gets flooded or what nature. So I'm gonna go Arkansas. I'm gonna go Arkansas plus the 9.5. Then we have Michigan. We got Michigan and we got Villanova here. Yeah. Villanova's one of those tough teams here, but I'm gonna ride the Magic here. I'm gonna go money line. I'm gonna go money line Michigan here. And I'm just the will of that team here that they we have. I've yet to see them play their best game of basketball yet. They played sloppy. They made some bad things. They've gotten down. But they've been able to find ways to win the game. And these other teams, they've had. So, you know, I'm just gonna go with that here. Go with that. Ride Michigan. And not that one of my homeboys is a Michigan fan. I love the Fab Five back in the day, man. The Fab Five was amazing. It wasn't until Chris Webber fucked up against North Carolina calling an extra timeout that most people remember that screwed the Fab Five out of getting themselves a national championship. All right, moving on. We have the Texas Tech. We have Texas Tech and Duke here. I've been on this thing here with Coach K for a long time, and Coach K, you know, he was at West Point when I was barely being born, and I appreciate his career. When he started off, when he took over he coached Army, and then he left Army and went to Duke. I mean, it wasn't, nobody knew that he was going to turn into Coach K like he did. And, I just like to see him on his way out, get a chance to get a national title, before he retires and goes on to, bigger and better things after, his extraordinary and, amazing, wonderful career in college basketball. And not just, leading guys to play basketball, but getting guys to, be better men. And, a lot of times in this day and age, it's hard for us to fathom that there's still people out there that want us not they love that guys want to play the game of basketball, but also want to teach the guys the game of life. Like, hey, basketball is not always going to be, might not always be a thing for you. You might have to always have to go somewhere else. It might be a different avenue that you can't look. So you got to, make sure that you've got all your ducks and all your, everything in a row, and you make sure that you're not putting everything all into one thing, and then just devastate you, and you're down, and you go into a downward spiral, and then, other things happen. But I'm taking Duke tonight here. Duke on the pick 'em on the spread here, and we got Houston and we got Arizona here. I'm taking Houston on the money line here. Houston on the money line here. I like that a lot here. I think, you know, both teams could. Um, Arkansas. Let's see, Arkansas and Gonzaga here. So we got our four bets here, but it's like, you know, do I just keep my NCAA bets together here, and then just, keep, or just bet all as one? I think I'm gonna do it this way here. I'm gonna do it like this here. We're gonna make it to where we make two picks here. On I'm gonna say the under here in this Gonzaga and Arkansas game here. We're gonna say the under there, and which other one do we like? It's like, who do I think could score? Hmm. Mm, let's say. Hmm, and I'm gonna go under here in this Duke, and so we're gonna take that here. We're gonna make that a bet here. This will be the first bet of the day here. Let's get it in. Let's get it on. Get it in. Get it on. Get it confirmed here. Get it confirmed like a Don King perm. All right. All right. All right. Into the men's. We at 3. All right. So we got Arkansas plus the 9.5 on the spread here. We also got the team total under. Team total under. What? Do my sportscast here and do my bets now.
Took those bags out and shit and took the toaster out. Took as much as I can. I broke one of the boxes down. I take a break, man. If you want to take aggression out, you go break those boxes down. Fuck.
All right.
All right.
All right. So then we got the team total under here. We got the team total under here. Under 154.5 here. It's Arkansas and Gonzaga here. Whoop. Gonzaga here. Then we have Michigan. Yeah, Michigan here. Michigan on the money line here. Plus 185 here. And then I have Duke. It's a pick 'em. On the spread here. But then we also got the team total under. Under 137 here. Under 137 here. And Texas Tech and Duke. And then we got Houston. Houston money line. Plus 105 here. All right. So there we go. There's our. There we go. We got our little 76, 61 here. 76, 61 here. So that's the first bet here. That's the first bet here. So now we're gonna go into the NBA here. I'm sure were there any women's games? No, the women's play tomorrow. So okay, so I can add the women's games. Well, at least all right, at least these ones here. All right. So maybe tomorrow we'll do the men's and the women's together here. All right. All right. So we got we have the Toronto Raptors taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers here. Um, obviously both teams. Both teams are coming off, and to me, it just really depends. To me, it depends upon if Gary Trent is playing tonight here, which I don't know if he's playing not yet here. So we'll definitely have to check that out. And that's why sometimes I just kind of wait. But at first glance, I mean, we're talking about Raptors and Cavaliers here. I mean, I could see the Cavaliers possibly covering here. But Toronto's is one of those teams that are really pretty good at home, so definitely like that. I mean, could they win by 5 points tonight? Let's see here. I doubt. I mean, Raptors are 17 and 16 at home. Cavaliers are 18 and 18. Um, 72. They both have 72, which is kind of odd here. They both, as far as if you add up the total, if you add up the total number of wins and losses together, 72. These teams have played 72 games so far. And the Cavaliers have one better win and one less loss. So I mean, if that tells you anything here, man, man, in this one they got it down to 3.5. It's down to 3.5, like 4 here, but where I'm at, it's. I mean, I don't know unless they change it. Let's see if the odds have changed here. No, the odds haven't changed there. So they're still plus. They're still. So I mean, they're playing fairly well here. So like I said, I don't think. Let's see. I mean, both teams did not play. Both teams did not play last night. So you know, I mean, every time that I fucking both teams, I believe, played Tuesday night. No, they played Monday night. So both teams been on a 2-day rest here. 2 days of rest here. Because the Cavaliers lost at home by 11, and then the Raptors got beat on the road by 14 to the Bulls. So had a pretty good chance of getting rest and recovery here, and they're playing in Toronto here. So I mean, I don't like it. I mean, I don't like it here, but this game right here, we got 2:15 here. Mm. Both, like I said, both teams have had 2 days of rest. So I don't know. Taking the under 215 would be the smartest idea here. But I don't know. I don't really I don't see these teams as being over teams either here. So and for me, I'm a guy that likes to do the over unders here, and but this one here. This one here, man, and I think I'm really gonna. I'll take the Raptors minus the 5 here. I don't like it, but I don't even like the under two. I don't like the under 215 or the over in that one here. And could the Cavaliers? Yeah, surely they probably could, but we have the Wizards. We have the Wizards and we have the Bucks here. The Bucks to win by 9. I don't like that here. We're under 228.5. I kind of like that a little bit more there. I don't really. The next game we had the Bulls and the Pelicans here. And Bulls, we kind of got shitted on here. It's yeah. I'm gonna take Bulls money line here. It's the Pelicans here. I don't care much for the +3. And we have the Pacers and the Grizzlies. I mean, Grizzlies did their thing. Grizzlies did their thing here. Now in this game, I love the under 235.5. I think both teams are coming off a back to back. I don't really care for that way too much here. Last night I took the Suns -1, and they covered against the Nuggets here. But Suns on a back to back here. I'm gonna go. I'm the type of person I don't like to do the over unders here, but I'd like the under 233 in this game here. So and like I said, we can just throw one. We put one more in here. mm, you know what? We'll ride the Suns money line here. We'll take the Suns money line here too. So that way we got a six across the board. It's not going to be very much, but let's see. NBA bet parlay here. 3, 2, 4 here. Taking the Raptors here. Raptors -5 on the spread here. And then we got alright. Then we got team total under 228.5 here between the Wizards and the Bucks. And then we got the Bulls money line +140 here. Took team total under 235.5. Pacers and the Grizzlies there. And then we had the Suns. Suns money line here. -105, and then the team total under 233. The Suns and Nuggets here. We'll cash ourselves out at 61.24 here. All right. Alrighty then. That's what that's what we're rolling with. That's what we're rocking with here. Is let's go. We'll rewind the bets here. Yeah, I'm skinny boy. I'm skinny. Skinny boy. Yeah, come talk shit about me, boy. Skinny boy. Skinny boy with his veins popping out looking like Spider Man. Yeah. Like a drug addict, you know. I don't care. If that's what you think I am. Go ahead. Then you don't know who the hell I am. I don't care. Used to get angry about that, what people used to say, what I look like, and everything else. Now I don't give a fuck. People, we see what people's opinions and how they think the way of life is going to be, and obviously, hey, it's not me. It's not me, dude. Y'all chose to live this certain life. You can't blame anybody but your fucking selves for allowing the way life to become this way, and because you think in your mind that you have a right and a choice anymore when you don't. You should just be happy for what you have and going forward and be happy. But they rather us not be happy people, that we be miserable, backbitter, Levidius, all that shit, all the seven sins and all the other shit. They want people to embody the shit they don't want you to be. They tell you don't do drugs. It's like in school when they had the DARE program. Oh, don't do drugs, kids. Don't do drugs. And what happened? Kids and young adults and all that fucking got hooked on drugs. So what the fuck does tying a fucking red ribbon or yellow ribbon around to bring awareness to people when they don't give a fuck? And then because they have to have, it's like if they don't have the crime, then why would we need cops? So obviously we got to have people continually get into trouble, so that way we can have people continually to keep them incarcerated. It's a cycle, you know. It's though the people the people that are putting them in jail and the law enforcement and the people that are criminals, they have to be hand by hand, because if there's no criminals, then there's no need for police to be outside, and vice versa. If we have criminals, we have to have some sort of authority to keep them in line. Because if there's not, then we have what you call, like in Mexico, when you have corrupt governor, you have corrupt politicians, you have corrupt police, you have corrupt military, you have a corrupt government, and you have corruption among the people. That's what they do. All these countries have done that. If you want to go back to history and see the fall of all these countries, Japan had a lot of shit. What made Japan fall? Opium. Bam, they fell. What made the Europeans fall? Their greed. What made Italy? What made Germany? What made France? What made Russia? What made China? What made Japan? What made Australia? What made all these countries, and including the United States of America? We're the last domino to fall down, and everybody that lives in this country seems to think that this country is never going to fall apart. The wheels aren't going to come off, and we're not going to end up like Rome, and the shit's going to burn up, and people are going to fucking cut each other's heads off, and lawlessness, and people's lewdness with their sexual, who gives a fuck about what your sexual orientation is? It doesn't matter. It does have no relevancy on going out there and getting a job. But they want to pander to the lowest common denominators and get everybody so fucking riled up and gaslight up, so that way nobody knows the truth and nobody cares, because everybody's so fucking in their emotions and in their fucking feelings all the fucking time. And it's the quote that says, "Fuck your feelings," because feeling is only a fucking emotion. It's not a state of being. But see, they continue to put people in this way, and people fucking feed into it, because fucking people are emotional and people are fucking passionate. So people go thrive on it, so they have to pick a side. So you get stuck picking a side, and but people don't care, and people just want to be stuck on one side or the other. They don't want to fucking get free, and they don't want to realize that they've been fucking tricked and then they've been manipulated. But it's okay. We can sit up here all fucking day long and tout like who's been the greatest president and who's whatever. But at the end of the day, we're all still getting fucked in the ass, and nobody cares. and put a smile on your fucking face, right? Act all nice and cozy with your neighbors and shit. Because they're really the, but nobody wants to talk about that. Everyone wants to be fucking laissez faire, or you're on one side or the other side, and if you're not, then you're a fucking idiot and you're stupid. We continually having this fucking conversation, and all the time, my mom, my sister don't get it. The reason why we have to keep having these conversations is because people don't get it. And if people can't get it, then we can't have a functioning society. We're gonna have to do something about it. Can't just let people go fucking willy nilly do whatever they fuck they want anymore, because that's not gonna get us to a better place. And simply it's not. And fighting each other over whether somebody got vaccinated or you're stupid because you voted for Joe Biden or not, that's beyond the point too. We all got fucking fooled. We all got fooled by Trump. We all got fooled by this person. We all got fooled by that person. But yet, it wasn't bad when Trump was in office, as it is now. When you got the fucking delusional people running the fucking country. You got the people that want to see it burn, like the Joker. You might as well have the goddamn Joker from the fucking comic books running our fucking society, because that's what seems like that's running our society. There's a bunch of people that want to see the world fucking burn and watch everybody burn in it, no matter what, if you believe, don't believe, this or that. But you got motherfuckers up here and tell you that they know best when they don't know shit. They're just like all of us. We're all fucked until we all can come together and find a solution that's gonna make us not get more fucked. Then that's the end all be all. And I don't care whether you're gonna have an argument about LeBron James or Michael Jordan's the fucking best. Who gives a fuck? They're both two fucking pompous assholes that made so much goddamn money off people that they don't give a fuck about you. But they tell you they care, and they tell you must care about these people when they don't give a rat's ass about you. But you continually go up there and you blow smoke up these people's ass and act like they're fucking God Almighty, and you sit on their ground and you worship them. You wonder why God isn't working in this day and age? Because people don't worship God. People worship mammon. People worship fucking sexuality. People worship this. People worship that. They don't worship the Word of God. They don't want to do what's right anymore. People want to sit on their ass and expect the government to take care of them, or expect something to be given to them because they're due something. Oh, I'm due this because of my family heritage been fucking raped, enslaved, and pillaged. Well, what do you think kind of deal they're going to give you? Think they're going to give you a fucking grand old good deal? Oh, so be it. We'll take down these statues and we'll put them up with other people that aren't even. But do we get it? No, we don't get it, because everyone wants to fucking act like they're right, and it's gonna get bad. It's gonna get real fucking bad. And there won't be no internet, so you ain't gonna be able to talk to everybody, and you ain't gonna be able to chirp, 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 and gossip. You're gonna have to actually go out and fucking in the means of town and speak with people and your shit. But at that point, it's not gonna matter, 'cause people are gonna go fucking running with their heads cut off because they ain't got no food, they ain't got nothing, they ain't got this. They're gonna start robbing people, and that's why the crime and the inflation is going like this. But I can't say crime because it's about the minorities. Well, who's doing it? And did anybody put a gun to these fucking people's heads and tell them, hey, go out here and fucking loot, bud? Go out here and fucking loot, bud. No. But of course they get a pass because they've been oppressed. But see, that's to condition you that, okay, well, they get to do it because of this, and you don't get to do it because of that. You get what I'm saying? Get the drift? You get the drift? They tell you you're bad, but they're good. It doesn't make sense, right? Doesn't make sense. The heads are no tails, but nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck. Everybody wants to sit up here on their high horse and ride their fucking title, because these motherfuckers gave you a title. Doesn't mean shit. Because when this world goes to a full collapse, it don't matter what fucking job you had, don't matter what title you have, you're gonna be nothing. You're gonna be fucking trying to survive your fucking rest of your life and survive not getting killed out here. And the government, meanwhile, they're gonna be underground, and they're gonna be fucking sitting somewhere with popcorn in their mouth, eating as we're all getting fucking killed out here. So it doesn't matter what your religious is, what your fucking sexual orientation is, whatever. It's not going to matter because everybody's going to go all fucking helter-skelter Charlie fucking Manson style. Oh, but they told you Charles Manson was a white supremacist and he wanted to start off the whole, race wars. But guess what? We got the same lunatics that have his mentality. They're trying to drive a race war going on here. And I'm not saying that there wasn't no bad things done to African Americans or to anybody else. But guess what, motherfucker? We've all been slaves. You want to talk about slavery? Slavery is the oldest fucking slavery is just as old as prostitution, okay? Whites have been enslaved. I mean, Europeans have been enslaved. Japanese have been enslaved. Every fucking person on this fucking planet has been enslaved. But they make you feel as though that you're not enslaved, that you got something better, but you are a slave. You're called a fucking debt slave, okay? You're working your ass off not to make a living, not to have a fucking vacation, but to pay these pieces of shit motherfuckers debt. And it don't matter if you're white, it don't matter if you're black, it doesn't matter if you're Asian, it doesn't matter if you're fucking Arabian, whatever, Middle Eastern, fucking whatever your culture is. No matter if you're a straight man, a straight woman, a fucking woman transitioning to a man transition, it does not fucking matter. And I want it to be very fucking clear to people. And same thing with the religious shit. The same thing. Christianity is crap. It's garbage. It's a bunch of rhetoric. Everybody thinks, oh God, there's been many gods on this planet, okay? Many. The Vikings believed in Valhalla, and then the Greeks believed in Zeus and Medusa, and the fucking Hindus believe in Hindi, and all this other shit, and the Buddhists believe in Buddha. When Hindu and Buddhism surpasses Muslims and surpasses Christianity, or Christians as you want to call them, or whatever the fuck you want to say it is, or Judeo-Christians, or whatever the hell it is. It's all fucking your mind, dude. It's all mind fuck. You're not getting closer to God, you're getting far away from Him. But you people don't want to believe that because some pompous ass up there, that you think is ordained by God, reads from a book that was probably written by man, written in a way that, okay, well, we're going to transcribe it this way to make it so the message speaks this way, not how the message truly was supposed to be spoken. But see, that's where we're too far fucked up because we rely on technology. We rely on all this shit to give us information. When we all used to have, I remember you have to remember your phone number, your name, this and that bullshit. Nowadays you don't have to because you got a fucking cell phone. What happens if the cell phone stops working, folks? What happens if the computer stops working, folks? You got to start using your fucking brain that was given to you, okay? We have a brain that half time we don't even use it. And for what? We can't even unlock our brain because they don't want us to unlock our brain. They want us to be fucking stupid, dumb like a cow and like a fucking animal that you domesticate. They domesticated all of us. And I know you don't want to believe that, but that's the God's honest fucking truth. You fucking people can go walk your fucking happy life and think you're living a happy life when it's not. And I ask people, what the fuck are we going to do? We're going to wait till the fucking collapse happens and then we're going to do something? Because I'm telling you, that'll be too far fucking late at that point. We need to get these people that have fucked us and make sure they pay. And they pay. Okay? And that these people don't get to escape somewhere. They don't get to off themselves. They don't get to fucking do the sword to themselves. No. They get to be fucking tried in front of everybody in the world and be known as traitors, treacherous people, and need to be put to death. I'm sorry that people don't like that. We need to ban them in the court of law and boom. We need to do that. Because if we don't do that, ladies and gentlemen, guess what's going to happen to you? You're going to die. And they're going to kill you. They're going to slit your throat with a fucking smile on their face. And they're going to do each and every one of your family members that way. Unless you're going to be willing to go. And then in that fact, you're going to get killed and put on a pike too. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. So you can sit here and work yourself off and think you're paying off the bills and the mortgages and all that shit, but what you're doing is you're paying off their debt. You're paying off a debt that you don't even owe. But see, this is where they make believe, oh, well, we have to have the roof over our head. We have to have this job to keep the roof over our head. And I'm sorry for those people that want to sit here and say, yeah, you have to have the roof over your head. Yes, you do have to have that. But guess what? What happens when they yank that from you? When they take that from you? Like they did with the whole COVID thing. You know? Do you think they're just gonna stop there? You think they just miraculously, okay, well now we're in the war phase now. Now we're gonna go away from COVID. No, it's a vicious cycle. They're gonna come back again with some other type of bullshit, and then everybody's gonna believe it. And then it's just, and by the time that you finally, wake up and finally see it, you're either gonna be dead or somewhere waiting to be killed. Then what do you do? Does it matter how many fucking sports games you bet on? Does it matter how many chicks you banged? Does it matter how many titles of your job that you go up the ranks of? Does it even matter? Does it even matter? Is it gonna be matter when we're all gonna be dead? You know? And yeah, people get passionate about, and yeah, I get passionate about the shit because it's our way of life. There is no way of life and there is no future for anybody if we don't stop these people. And I know people are scared and don't, and, you go out there and do it. Well, you can't do it by yourself. Not one man is going to come down. And that's the thing. People think God's going to come down from the clouds almighty. He's going to come with a roar and he's going to come in and, well, there's a thing called free will and free choice that he gave us. So if you think he's going to come down and intervene with that, you're sorely mistaken. And you think God is just going to be some genie that comes out of the clouds and is going to wipe everything away when a lot of people continue to sin. Are people doing what God's true word is? Getting back to the earth, getting back to the nature, doing what's right? Or are we just doing what our fathers sin? Are we just doing what we want? And we're saying, well, it's my life, it's my choice. I get to do what I want. I get to be I get to be this. I get to be that. Nobody gets to tell me what to do. And I'm gonna show these people, and I'm gonna throw my shit all over in everybody else's face. I'll show them. I'll show these people. Sure ain't showing shit. It's showing how low and how just terrible we have become as people. We're not productive people. We're less productive. We're allowing this shit to happen because we feel as though we're not worthy. We don't value ourselves like God does. And God don't look at us like, oh, well, you know what? Ken fucked up. Let's put another strike there. This person fucked up. Oh, this person, this and that. Everybody thinks that God has this big old tally mark on your life. But what we're doing is we're putting words in his mouth. His or her, whatever you want to, whatever you think your belief is. I'm just saying. I mean, one day he probably will come down here. And you think he's going to be happy? You think he's going to spare? you know? If I, if I was God, I'd come down and wipe us all out. Say, you all don't deserve it. None of you have came up here and done it. I mean, maybe some people are. Maybe there'll be very few. Maybe very few people will survive, and everybody else is going to get wiped out. I don't know. I don't speak for God. I don't act like I have the power to. I'm just a human being trying to live a life and trying to get people to understand that what's going on is as good as a bubble is going to burst, man. It's going to blow up. And if they don't get their way, they're going to make it. I mean, what you think January 6th was? It wasn't a bunch of Trump supporting people walked up into the fucking and said, "Get out of the way, guys." Walked right in. No, they were let in. They were let in. And it's funny we don't see the video of Nancy Pelosi on the telephone calling for the fucking, where's the video of Nancy Pelosi calling for the National Guard to get down there? Oh, but they tell you that Donald Trump didn't call the National Guard in when actually he did. And they said, sorry, nope, they're on a detail. Go look at that. Go look at that. But you see, people are so blinded and jaded to think that this guy is such a bigoted racist that you can't see that there's a bigot racist motherfucker sitting in the White House right now that gets his ass wiped every fucking day. Okay? I thought, you had to be, to be a president, you had to be fit for office and you had to, be able to do the proper things, be able to walk, talk, and be able to be conscious, you know. But apparently you could be a fucking puppet or a muppet or some, they get like the crypt keeper, just roll your ass out, roll your ass out. And then you got Kamala Harris, who basically slept her damn way to the top. She wasn't a great attorney general of California. Yeah, check her resume. How many African Americans did she put in incarceration? Oh, but she's a spokesman for them, even though she's not black. She is fucking Indian, okay? And then you get this Chief Justice lady that's going into office or trying to get the nominee who allowed pedophiles and shit like that and doesn't even know the definition of what a woman is. I mean, is that even acceptable nowadays? Oh, I forgot. We live in the pagan days. We're pagans, and everybody can go out there and tell people, hey Billy, chop off your weenie because you don't need to be a boy anymore. You'd be a eunuch. Put it in your television. Tell it everywhere. And it's okay. That's okay to tell kids. I'm sure that's what they did when I was in school, They told us, about homosexuality and all this other crap. I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did. Yeah, I'm sure they did. No, they tried to teach us about, health and sex education. Whether they did it good, it's not the school's responsibility to teach sex education. That's your fucking parents who procreated and made babies, okay? You shouldn't be asking the fucking school, and the school shouldn't be having these fuck people come in and tell people what to do. Okay? School is supposed to be educating people and getting people prepared to get into the real world. Whether you decide to go to college or you're at the trade school, you go into the service or whatever. You just be some fucking dirty bump on the log that don't give a shit. But that's what that's what's going on. That's more important than preparing people. But we're setting people up to fail at every rich level it goes. But then nobody gets to get the blame for it. They just blame, well, it's this guy's fault. Well, it's that's fault. It's this's fault. It's the television's fault. It's that's fault. It's that fault. When it's fucking people, it's people's fault. And the people that won't got a goddamn, you know, stern bone in their body to stand up and say some shit. There's people out there, but then they, what do? They use the fear of arresting you, dragging your ass out. So then what does that do? That makes people go, oh shit, I ain't gonna say nothing. Fuck that. I'm not gonna say nothing. Oh hell no, they'll drag me out and they'll kill me. They'll shoot me in the fucking head. Well, they're gonna kill you anyways. I mean, what do you think the medieval times was? Think it was nice, peaceful times after the people were getting fucking screwed over? What did they do? They took down the kings and queens of the monarchies. You can go look that up, or else that's probably erased and said eradicated because it was a bunch of racist Engle white Saxon people that were butchering Muslims and butchering Africans and butchering the Chinese and butchering all this other shit. But meanwhile, in these other countries, they were enslaving people and doing all that. But they get a pass, right? They get a pass. See how fucking stupid people's arguments are? How dumb they sound? And they don't even care. They don't even care if they're dumbed down and it's like a robot, like Judy Jetson robot. You fucking sit there and just repeat like a fucking parrot. I'm always saying the truth, and I'm not afraid to say it. You can fucking censor me, you could shut me down, but you won't shut me the fuck up. That's one thing you're not gonna do. Sorry, not gonna happen. Yeah, I get up on here and I talk my sports. I do my high flot shit, but I also like to talk my shit too. just to prove to you that I'm not no fucking Republican. I ain't no fucking Democrat. Fucking hate both parties. I wish you could take them all and push them all off a cliff and let them all fucking drown. Take them and their families, push them off a fucking cliff and let them fucking drown. Because that's what they deserve. And people say, well, their families don't deserve that. Well, who are they taking care of? They take care of their families. They ain't taking care of your family. I mean, they sit there and talk like they do, but they don't. I mean, the proof is in the pudding is in our society. The collapse of everything. They say they care about minorities and they want them to get out of these communities, but yet they continue to make them live in these communities and force them into those communities. But then they tell these people it's not your fault, it's the white person's fault. And then these dumb motherfuckers believe it, and then they ingest it, engulf it, live it, love it, like it, hate it, love it. And you wonder why their lives don't get any better. And then you get white people that feel guilty for no fucking reason. They shouldn't unless you fucking done bad things to people. But that's the society we run in. No one wants to talk politics. No one wants to have a conversation. So that's why people want to get up on here and speak their mind. Because there's no other place to speak your mind because you get censored everywhere else. You get censored because, oh, well, we're going to censor that man right there. We're going to censor him. He's fucking crazy. We don't need nobody else listening to him because, heaven forbid, he might wake people up. Heaven forbid, he might start stirring them up. We might have to just kill him, might have to send Bill Gates' mosquitoes to jab him in the throat. Oh, but my brother and my dad think it's a fucking joke. Laughing at Bill Gates. Oh, he's just he's this Microsoft guy. He's like Peter. He's gonna kill me. Yeah, he's gonna kill me. Yeah, just recall today my high blood pressure medicine, and how many people they say have high blood pressure, and how many people they got sucked in the system, and everybody's just because the doctor tells you. Your doctor don't know your goddamn body, okay? Doctor's supposed to be a healer, supposed to be this and that, but now it's all a bunch of bullshit. It ain't about helping people. It's about killing people and pushing the agenda. If you don't do as you're told, then you get whacked. And people don't care, man. So I'll sit up here and I'll talk to them fucking blue in the face every fucking day. I'll go through the same rants every day. I'll go through the rants same every day. I'm gonna be like a fucking broken record. And I don't care. I'm gonna be a fucking broken record till the reality fucking starts to hit because that's the only thing that really matters. Because if you don't continue hit, because that's what they do to us. They continue to hit us with the same bullshit. So you know what? I'm gonna turn around and do the same shit. I'm gonna continue to do my shit over and 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 over till it starts to resonate in somebody's fucking head until a light bulb goes off in your motherfucking head. Sick and fucking tired of it. And there's gonna be a point where I'm not gonna be up on here speaking about it. I'm about putting my fucking foot in someone's ass. And I'm not scared of jail and death because that's what's gonna happen. We all gonna die in this bitch. When you die of a heart attack, you die of this, you die of that. But I'm damn sure not gonna let these motherfuckers kill me. They're not gonna fucking drag me and tell me this is the way it's gonna be. But I think I've gone on and ran on a little bit too long than I wanted to, but hey, it is what it is at the end of the fucking days, you either stay woke or you fucking stay fucking stupid. Yeah. Best of your luck on Thirsty Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. Enjoy the weekend as much as you can, I guess, until these motherfuckers decide they're gonna take everything away from us, and to that day, well, then I guess that once we get there, that we'll cross that boat and that avenue when we get there, I guess. But until then, take care of yourself. Hopefully, take care of other people, and don't be a fucking shell, man. Please.